keep in mind, I understand that this was a year and a half ago. So memories are different than they were back then. What I ask of you is that if I ask you something that you honestly don't remember, don't try to guess, don't make it up. Tell me you don't remember. Because I know it has been a while. Also, with that said, let me preface this. Because we do have her autopsy back. I know there was some drug use. If anybody was using drugs, gave her drugs, any of that stuff.
Out. In.
I don't care about. I need to know about it just for we need to know what was going on with Tam at the time. However, as far as like anybody being in trouble for that stuff, I don't care if people were snorting lines of coke. Nobody's going to jail for that. I don't care.
See, that was the thing. I saw nothing.
Right.
Now I do know that they were smoking joints. Fine, whatever.
Right.
I had no part of it. I'm an asthmatic, so it's not my thing.
Okay. And that's fine, but I just want to make sure.
But I never even saw
before
it.
we talk that you know that any kind of drug use that was going on, I don't care. Are you Gary?
Depends.
No, he better be.
Because I need to talk to you too, but I need to talk to you separately.
So you
I don't
need to go
want
in the
you-
house.
Yeah, I don't want
Go
you
away.
listening to me talk to her and then.
Oh, Gary, I thought you were relieving us.
You're fine.
Here.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Gary. How was your day? Hey, I need banana bread. It's in the refrigerator.
Bridget, let me ask you first. Did you know Tamla prior to going to the party?
Well, this is kind of a cul-de-sac, and the last thing. Oh, okay, got you, Tess. Okay.
Excuse me. What's your name? One more. Brenda. Bone break. BONEBRAKE. Like a break on a car.
Okay.
And I'm the mom, and that's Blaine Bone break, which is her dad. BLAINE. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, this is a cul-de-sac. It doesn't normally get this much action.
Right.
So then another car pulls up.
Yeah,
I forgot
what's
about
going
Tess.
on?
I forgot about Tess coming to get Holly. So
Did you know Tamla prior to that evening?
okay, that was November. So October 31st. Thereas we had a get together at John's house, and I carved up pumpkins for all the kids. She was there with a couple of her sons. I briefly talked to her. I'm more of a child person. I mean, I stayed home and I was a nanny for 5 years.
Okay.
So I'm a child person.
Okay.
Don't really like the adults that much.
Kids are more fun and they're always honest, you know?
Yes. So I can have kids all day long with no problem.
Yeah.
So I was outside cutting pumpkins open, gutting them, using a saw, take the top off,
Yeah.
real cool stuff.
Yeah, so the kids thought it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they thought it was awesome, man. Stuff slinging everywhere. It was
Yeah.
great. So anyway, I did briefly talk to her.
Was that the first time you had met her?
Yes.
Okay.
That was at our pumpkin carving, which I want to say would have been on a Saturday.
Okay.
I don't know the days of the week, dates, but it would have been on a Saturday that we did that. And then everybody was there kind of late. There were some stragglers. She had a pretty good bit to drink that night, just on her own. But she didn't seem disoriented or out of it or anything like that. She was a functioning drinker, I guess is what you'd say.
Okay.
But she was very nice to me. She thought, I was awesome because I cleaned Jean's house while everybody else was, basically pulling out. But that's my thing. One of my stress relievers is cleaning.
Okay.
Neat freak. So she just thought that was awesome. And so we exchanged a few words and that was pretty much it.
Was her husband there with her that night?
No, it was just her and a couple of her boys, and I can't even tell you how many it was.
That's fine. Like I said, I know all this we're talking a while ago, so, did you see her anytime after that before
Nope.
the party? Okay.
Nope. Then I got an invitation. Well, it wasn't an invitation. It was basically kind of presumed because Jean and I worked together that her birthday celebration, that we were staying home, doing the responsible thing, nobody out driving, drinking, nobody go anywhere, that kind of thing. watch football.
So that's how you know. Do you know John through work then? Is that how you know her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, anyway, went to her party, and like I said, it was supposed to be a responsible adult party. Nobody was going to go anywhere. Tam brought her own bottle of tequila.
Take it you don't like tequila.
One bad experience, 18 years old. No.
Yep, that's all it takes.
And that's it. No. And the other people that were there, most of them were drinking like rums and stuff like that, beer. I had a Smirnoff Ice. I didn't even actually have a drink. I think I took 2 shots of Fireball in the course of the time being there. We probably got there around. We were late because we had to stop at the store and pick up blueberry vodka, I think it was. So let's put us there around probably 7:38ish.
When you say us, did somebody else go with you,
No,
or
Gary
drove with you? Okay.
Because I'm like, I'm not taking another vehicle over there. You can just drive me over there, drop me off.
Okay.
There's going to be enough cars there. Her driveway's short. She's near the cul-de-sac, but too much in that cul-de-sac will make her neighbors bitch. So, I was being considerate.
Yeah. Did somebody ask you to pick up the blueberry vodka?
Yeah. I do my normal call anywhere I go. Is there anything you need before I get there?
So would you call John or somebody else at the party?
Yeah, I called Sean. I was like, is there anything else you need before I get there?
Okay.
So that's what I did. Picked it up. We went. Gary stayed just for a little bit. Not long, because he wanted to get the hell out of Dodge.
So he came inside for a little while?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he walked inside. He said hi to Jose. And I don't even know if he saw anybody else besides Jose and maybe Stacy. He didn't walk into the living room. Some of them were sitting down. I think he just was in the kitchen. And that was it. Gave me a kiss. Said, see ya. I planned on being there.
Right.
So, Jose and, damn it, what's Stacy's husband's name? Yes, Tom. Went downstairs into the theater to watch something other than what we were watching. Well, you could be okay, baby. Are you okay? Why are you whining? Are you whining at me? Are you whining at me? You're gonna need a bath after this. You're gonna need a bath. Stop eating the cat litter, you dork. Anyway, we went downstairs in the theater, watching a different game than what we were watching. Basically, it was just a bunch of middle-aged girls being retarded. Don't know much more on that. One's dancing by themselves because they drank too much.
Did you get there before or after Tam did? Do you remember?
Actually, she was the last one to arrive. She was the last one to come in. And she arrived. I don't know. It might have been about a half an hour after us. And to tell you the honest to God truth, I don't even know if Gary actually saw her before he left.
Okay.
That's how, he came in briefly and left type of thing. I don't even know if he saw her.
Okay. I'll ask him.
So,
did you know everybody else at the party? Or was
no.
anybody else that you had met that was like the first time?
Yes.
meeting them?
Sarah, was it? And was there a Marcy?
Yes.
Yeah. They were new to me.
Okay.
Jen, unfortunately, I'd had the pleasure of meeting her the weekend before when we did the pumpkins, along with Tam, and she was obnoxious. And I'm like, I don't like her.
I'm guessing you don't like Jen.
No, I was like, I don't like her.
Was she obnoxious? Was she drunk both nights?
Okay. But she's a little obnoxious when she's not drunk.
Gotcha.
But yes, she was just a little much for me. That whole people phobia, and she's just the icing on the cake. But yeah, so Sarah and Marcy were the ones I didn't know. Stacy, Nicole, Jennifer, or Jen, whatever you want to call her. Paula. Now, Nicole and Sarah had to leave early.
Right.
So I only saw one drink in the time frame that I was there. I only saw one drink, filled in Sarah. Nicole, I wasn't paying very much attention to. Everybody else was pretty much, doing their thing. Tam was down in her bottle.
Was she drinking out of the bottle or was she pouring it in cups? Do you remember?
Funny thing. At one point, she was to the point where she almost knocked her cup over. And I had to grab it and move it out of the way before she knocked it off into the carpet. But originally, she was taking shots out of the bottle. And I don't remember who it was that put her in a cup. But that would have been something I would have done. But anyway. So night progressed. Sarah, Nicole leave. The night progresses on. We forgot about Aunt Modi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had you met her before?
I had met her before. Crazy loon of a girl, I'll tell you. She's kind of reminds me of a witchy type grandmother. Just the kooky one.
Right.
A little bit off.
Yeah.
But she's sweet. She could be. I don't think her elevator went all the way up, but she was sweet. Didn't have anything nasty or mean to say. She was staying in the basement, which that house was huge.
Yeah.
She went to bed. She went to bed before I think everybody. She was getting her quote quote calm on, and turning her sound machine music whatever on so she could be in her la la land.
Right.
I don't know what else can you call it.
Yeah.
That's where she was going. So she was the first one down, and then I want to say midnight-ish, everybody else was starting to, talk about splitting up into what rooms they were going to because the kids weren't there.
Right.
I had already made my decision that I wasn't going to be able to stay. I wasn't comfortable. I'd already texted Gary with the whole, can you come get me? And I get, are you fucking kidding me? You told me you were going to stay. Lovely support. Anyway, so he says yes. Stacy, Tom, Jose, John, they go upstairs. Marcy takes Jen and her inebriated self into the first floor level bedroom. It was safest not to have her on stairs.
So that was Jen and who?
Marcy? Yeah, Jen and Marcy. Something about watching Shrek. And that left. Paula went up. She was by herself. And now I can't remember who was in which rooms.
You didn't go upstairs with any of them, did you?
No, I was downstairs. So my initial plan was if I didn't manage to stay, I was going to stay in the living room on the couch. It's the biggest open area and
Most comfortable for you.
I have
yeah.
all my exits.
Right.
So, yeah. Everybody went upstairs. It was just Tam and I at that point. I was neat freaking it, cleaning up, washing dishes, picking up stuff. She was walking around.
Did she seem intoxicated to you at that time?
No, not like gin intoxicated. She definitely can handle whatever liquor she put in. When she was having conversations with me, she sat down and ate a bowl of gumbo. Okay. Made a comment about feeling bad about putting a dirty dish in the sink after I washed all the dishes, that she might need to wash her own dish.
So it certainly seemed with it. She wasn't like,
And I'm one of those people that I would not leave somebody unable to fend for themselves.
Right.
And leave.
yeah.
I would have gotten somebody else up, or I would have stayed, or something.
Right.
You know. So Gary texted me, telling me he was there. He was in his pajamas, no shoes, so he didn't come to the door. He just texted me. I told Pam that he was there. She got up off the bar stool, walked me to the door, gave me a hug. I told her to lock the door behind me. She said she was going to go out and have a smoke before she went to bed, or went to sleep, or wherever she was.
You went out the front door?
Yeah, front door. Yeah. So I walked out the door. She shut the door behind me. I got in the Explorer with Gary and we took off. Came home, threw my stuff on the floor. I was already in my pajamas. Basically just fell face first in bed because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 1:45 when he picked me up. And it's not that far from there to here, so by 2 o'clock I was probably face down asleep.
How do you know Stacy, Nicole, and Paula?
Okay. Paula is John's best friend.
Do you know her just through John?
Yes.
Okay.
I also know Stacy. I know them all through John.
Okay. 'Cause I know most of them know each other from their kids playing ball and cheering
Yes.
together.
Well, that was
so.
where Tam came in because one of the boys played on the same team with Reese, I think it was.
Stacy's son. One of Stacy's
Okay.
boys, I think.
Wait a minute. No. Stacy has a girl. Does she have a boy? A son of a bitch. Does she?
Because I know, I don't mind telling you, Stacy started hanging out with her because they were at a middle school football game together. So maybe her daughter was cheering or something, and
Yes,
Sam's
cheers.
son was playing football.
They
so.
do cheer too, because Emma cheered, and Paula's daughter cheered, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of sports going on.
Right.
I'm not
but
a big
you know,
sports
But
person.
you know them through John.
Yes.
Okay.
I got acquainted with all of them through her.
Okay.
And I got her from, actually I got introduced to her originally by Kate, which Kate taught her daughter, Emma,
Okay.
at Silver City. She was one of the groom moms. We had a paint party where a woman comes out with all her stuff for acrylic paints, and we paint a particular project or what comfortable Southern Comfort or something anyway. But Kate had set it up, wanted to do it. We did it at my house. She invited Sean. That was where my initial input with her came.
Okay.
So it was just a mutual get-together thing, and that was how I ended up meeting Sean through Kate. But it was basically like a Tupperware party
Right.
with painting.
I gotcha. Did you ever touch Tamla's tequila bottle? Do you remember? I know she went around the room and had everybody smell it. Do you remember if you touched it at all?
She had me smell it. More than likely, I would have touched it because I don't let people put things in my face.
Gotcha.
I won't take anything. My husband can try to feed me something, and I'm like, I'll take that.
Right.
You know, it's just me. I'm weird.
And I know from talking to other people, Tam was kind of messing with you a little bit because she knows you don't like people.
Oh yeah, she was sitting on me. She was all lovey-dovey on me and rubbing on me, and I'm like, are you serious?
Did it bother you at all, or are you just kind of like, okay,
Well,
whatever?
In the atmosphere we were in, I was expecting that. But I mean, I also had a couple drinks. Granted, mine weren't hard.
You a little
Yeah,
bit, though.
mine weren't hard or anything. But, and I was also amongst some comfort too.
Right.
If something didn't work for me, I could have easily looked at John and said, it's gotta stop.
Right.
And she would have totally gotten it. I mean, we had spent a whole week in Florida together, so I knew her the very most.
Right.
So I could have just told her, and she'd been like, okay, you know.
Right.
You know.
So Jen was certainly bothering you more than Tam
Oh,
was.
Jen didn't even touch me, and she bothered me. I'm like, stop!
Right.
Pity party, woe is me. I don't think anybody likes me. Oh, I'm gonna smash you in the head. Are you 13? Anyway.
You said you knew that they were smoking marijuana. How did you know that? I mean, were they talking about it? Cause
Powers of reasonable deduction.
well, no, I
Smell.
understand that. Did you smell it on certain people, or?
Yeah, it was outside. It was on the back
Did
deck.
you ever go out on the back deck?
Yeah, I went on the back deck to try and help light the
Okay, so you went out to the
Fireplace.
fire pit thing?
yeah, I was
Okay.
trying to help the fire pit. We couldn't get the damn thing to light. Tried to change out the canisters and everything. That didn't work. I finally was like, look, I'm done. My handyman skills, I'm done. Let me go do something else.
So was that the only time you went out there?
Yeah, when I was out there, Tom was out there. Tam was out there. At one point, Aunt Modi was out there. But I wasn't really paying attention to anybody else walking out there. It was just Tom and Tam and I were working at trying to get the fire to start. And it just wasn't going to happen.
And you smelled the weed when you went out there?
Yeah.
Did you smoke any weed while you were out there? Did you smoke anything with Tamla? Okay.
Like I said, I'm an asthmatic. I don't smoke.
Gotcha. So you don't smoke cigarettes?
No.
Okay.
And being on secondhand smoke is kind of hard if it's not outside.
Right.
You put me in a closed area and it's going to, doesn't work well done. I think I'm going to have to call it just, damn. Is this on there?
Not coming off.
No, it's not. I thought maybe I'd be able to separate it, but it's not.
Let me ask you, did you give her a Xanax that night?
No, I don't give out my drugs. I need them. They're precious to me.
Is there any chance that she could have gotten a hold of one of yours without you noticing? Which I heard that you wear around a necklace, and there's no way that she would have, like, you never took it off during the nights.
Nope. It stays on me all the time. I sleep with it. I shower with it. It's always right there. And like I said, I need my drugs. I don't share my drugs.
Like, even when she was laying on top of you and messing with you and stuff, there's no way she could have gotten one from you.
She would have been really coordinated, and I don't see how. I mean, she would have been super coordinated to take this little bitty thing and start unscrewing it and me not notice. So. So we're really safe to say she didn't get it out of my thing. And I don't carry loose ones.
So do you keep any, like, anywhere else, like in your purse or a bag or anything that you had with you that night?
No, I didn't have any loose ones with me. The only ones I had were on my neck.
I just didn't know, since you were staying the night, if maybe you had some extras, like your bottle or whatever.
No. No, the only other pills I had with me other than Tylenol and Advil would have been my morning dose of pills, which is my Wellbutrin, Prozac, and Wellbutrin, Prozac, Adderall, and my stomach pill.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And nobody else was up when you left that night besides Tam?
Nope.
Okay.
I was the last person to see her kicking.
Okay.
Lucky me.
Tell me about the next morning. How did you kind of find out?
I guess it was about 9 o'clock Sunday morning. I get a call from John, and tears and a panic. You know, barely can understand her, and I'm like, okay, calm down, calm down. And she's like, she's dead, she's dead. I'm like, okay, give me something more than that.
Right.
Boo. And so she said, you have to come back, you have to come back. And I'm like, okay, I come back. I didn't get any real details other than somebody was dead and I had to come back.
So when you left, you still didn't even know it was Tam.
You know, I think the last thing she said before I got off the phone is, I can't believe Tam's gone. And that's where I got my clue. Because originally she was like, you gotta come back, they have to talk to us all, and blah, blah, I can't tell you anything. But anyway. So I smacked Gary and said, hey, we're going back to where we were last night.
Did you take any pictures that night?
No. Everybody else did, I didn't. I'm not a big picture person. I was actually working part of the night in the
I saw
beginning.
you had your laptop and some of the pictures that I've seen.
I'm quite antisocial.
Sometimes I wish I could be antisocial, so unfortunately my job, I have to talk to people, is what I do. So.
I'm with you. Too social, probably.
But you know, I couldn't do your job because I read people.
Yeah.
And I could tell. I'd be like, stop lying to me. That would frustrate me so bad that I could tell.
I'm good at letting them
lie
lie to me first, and then I go after them after I let them tell me
I'm
a lie.
like-
It's more fun that way.
but I cannot stand someone to stand there and just bold-faced lie to me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, come on, you're searching for details.
Yeah, see, for us it's a game a little bit. We let them do it, so it's, you know. Oh. All right, Bridget, I gotta ask some pointed questions because we gotta ask them and they weren't asked the first time. So,
They weren't
did
asked,
you see
okay.
Tamla fall off the porch and just didn't want to call 911 because you were scared to or whatever?
No.
Did you push Tamla off the porch?
No.
Did you have anything to do with knowingly causing her death?
No. I mean, a hug at the front door and shutting the door behind me. Hostility not there.
No, I understand that, but we still have to ask these questions because we have to make sure that something didn't happen that night that
Oh, no.
wasn't brought out the first time.
Mhm.
So, do you have any questions that you want to ask me? I'll answer them if I can. I might not be able to, but if I can, I will.
I mean, no. Honestly, my thought was, and it has always been, it was an accident.
Right.
I mean, with what she was doing and then being left alone, you don't know where her thoughts go. I believe I can fly.
Right.
Or she hit a bout of depression. I mean, who knows? She could have just been wanting to hop her butt up on the thing and just totally missed it.
Right.
You know?
When you were out there, where was she when you guys were messing with the fire pit? Was she sitting on the railing at all that you saw, or sitting in chairs?
We were right at the chairs at the fire pit. She never even went over at the railing. I think Tom was the one that walked over to get the canister and come back. So, yeah. I'm like, but like I said, I mean, you never know what somebody's state of mind will be whenever you walk away and they've had stuff in them. So,
But she seemed fine when you left that night.
yeah, perfectly coherent.
Okay.
Like I said, walk me to the door, give me a hug, told her to lock the door behind me. You know, she said she was having a cigarette. That's the last thing.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to me, Bridget. Like I said, I know it's uncomfortable a little bit, especially for you. So I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Well, you know, like I said, it seems weird if I clam up. Now, I was hell-bent on the whole idea of not going into a courtroom because that I probably would have to be stated for, which you're not going to get a
Right.
hell of a lot of good out of me then, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like, that's one place I think I need to just stay clear of. So,
No, I wanted to, and that's why we tried to schedule this with you too. I wanted to make it as comfortable for you as we possibly could, because I know it's not. So,
well, the whole situation sucked.
oh, it does. Well, and it does for everybody. It sucks for her family. It sucks for all of y'all. It's a horrible situation. It just really is.
And it sucks it happened in the worst freaking county it could possibly happen in, too.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. When we moved down here from Pennsylvania in '86,
Okay.
KKK was still a big thing. They didn't like Yankees, let me tell
Right.
you. I had a rough one going into junior high. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? Let it go.
Yeah.
Let the war go. Come on, move on.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean, you can see where my frustrations would lie with.
and I've
all
told
that.
everybody else, I don't know that us doing this is going to quiet anything, but we're doing our part. So, we're just kind of going back and taking
Yeah.
another look at everything. And we're not even just taking another look at everything, because I could have just reviewed the case file and said, no, I don't see anything. But we're just starting over, and that way there's no question. I'm not using Forsyth County's case file to work mine. I've read everything,
Yeah.
but we're just kind of starting from the bottom and working our way
You're
back
getting-
up
You're getting a personal
as much as we can.
view on
Correct.
that person, not
Because-
somebody else's
Well, the
notes.
thing is, when I read it, I can't see if I feel like you're being honest. I can't see body language. I can't went by reading somebody
Oh, God.
else's.
You go by my
piece of
body
paper.
language sometimes. That's not a good idea. You would honestly always think I was into something I shouldn't be
but-
in because I'm very sketchy and I
No.
always look for exits.
No, but I've been doing this a long time. I know when somebody's being sketchy. You're fine.
If you give her too much toward an anxiety, a full-on seizure,
Right.
Oh,
she's all over the place.
Yeah.
She's seen me go to the dentist.
Well, and I can tell you, the guys at the sheriff's office were like, she was hard to even get to sit down and talk to, so good luck. And I was like, look, there's ways to do this, and we'll do it.
on her turf,
Right.
on her terms, in her comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I try to be as accommodating as I can. I mean, honestly.
You know, she had no part of anything racially motivated.
I've never
She's
been
very
racially-
diverse. We have family members that are
Intermixed and
cousins
everything.
that are Nicaraguan married, and
My
we
daughter's with an Asian who is
in
up in
Washington,
Washington State.
Seattle.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're very diverse, and that cannot be a motivation.
Right.
Because I know
Well, Mom, I
that.
can have deep-seated secrets.
Well, you've been hiding them pretty good, and you don't hide a whole lot.
Yeah.
God, what I